Of leadership that I want to talk about is to lead by example. Um, and a lot of times people feel like the leader is the loudest person in the room. I don't agree with that. Uh, I I worked for the NBA Players Association for 30 years. Um, it was definitely a dream job for me. The union represents the 450 players in the NBA. Uh, and over the course of time, that means that I'm mentoring and in constant contact with LeBron and Luca and Iverson and Durant and on and on and on. With this job, I was in charge of our rookie transition program, which is to onboard all the rookies as they come into the NBA. We had our team awareness meetings where we talk about finance and career development and substance abuse. But probably my favorite part of the top 100 camp, or I'm sorry, of the NBA Players Association was I ran the top 100 camp for the best 100 high school players in the country. Um, it's a grueling camp, and every day you end up playing 4 games. There's 2 hours of education. There are extra workouts. I mean, it's pretty challenging. And in 2005, I was at that camp, and one of the campers came up to me and said, "Coach, would you do me a favor?" And I said, "What is that?" And he said, "Well, tomorrow morning." Will you open the gym for me at 6:30? I said, "Well, why do you want that? It's a long day. Like, don't you think you need your rest?" And he said, "No, it's part of what I do. I call it my breakfast club. And every morning before breakfast, I get in the gym and I work on my ball handling and my dribbling and my shooting. I do it every day." And I said, "Okay, 6:30, seriously?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll be there at 6:30." So I showed up at 6:30 completely expecting the gym to be empty. Like I didn't think that a high school kid was going to get himself up and get there and go through such a hard workout. But the thing I told him, I said, "I'll be there. This is your dream, not mine. And if you want to get this in, I'll be there." So I walked in the gym at 6:30 and my jaw dropped because this kid, not only was he there, he was already in a full sweat and he was going so hard with his dribbling drills. He was dribbling 2 basketballs at a time through his legs, behind his back. He was taking game caliber speed shots as fast as he could. And I had never seen a high school player shoot so efficiently. He was dripping with sweat, and I had never seen anything like it. And so I stopped him and I said, "Son, what's your name?" And he said, "Coach, my name's Stephen Curry." I had heard of him because his dad was a great player, but he wasn't even good enough to get an invitation on his own. We did a favor for Del Curry, his father, and invited his son. And I walked away saying, "Oh my gosh, this kid is going to be great," because he works so hard. At 7:30, 1 hour after he started, the rest of the camp were woken up and they walked through the gym and they were heading up the stairs to get breakfast. And as they walked by, 99 of the top 100 campers saw Steph Curry working on his drills. The next morning, I walked in the gym at 6:30. There were 35 campers that had gotten up on their own and followed the lead of Steph Curry. And the rest of the week, all of those players worked out before breakfast, and that breakfast club was started. And not only did it happen that week, my guess is that just as Steph Curry did it every day, that you took those 35 players and a lot of them said, "You know what? I want some more of that. I can get up. I want to be great. I've got this passion, this hunger, this desire. I want to be like that guy." And I keep thinking, I like the statement that success leaves footprints. Success leaves footprints. And you can look at Steph Curry as one of the greatest players of all time, definitely the greatest shooter. And his success didn't just happen. Like he paid his dues, and that's why he's the greatest.